Have you ever wanted to pick up the phone and call somebody that has died? Have you ever just wanted to make peace with someone and perhaps just finish up a conversation and they were no longer there? Have you ever not been able to answer that call in yourself and listen to your purpose and listen to that call and not know how? I have. And until you look inside, you're not going to find it. And looking for your purpose is the door to finding yourself. I came to a stage where I needed my purpose more than I needed my pain. I needed to come to life and not live by being orphaned by my father. I needed to give up the pain and make peace with him and make peace with my past. And by doing so, find my purpose. And whatever it is that is restricting you, that you are not resolving, and is stopping you from living your purpose, I wish you the courage to face it, to not abandon yourself, to go deep inside to find yourself. Find the courage to live beyond what happened to you. And mine started with me now. Imagining that today I am inviting you all to my father's funeral, and I have a eulogy for him. And I'm daring myself to tell him the things that I never dared to tell him. I have a message for him, which is going to be a message for the world too. So imagine now, just imagine. Dad, I'm counting the moments now that I won't have with you because you didn't have the courage to live. Dad, I'm counting the times that you won't be there to hold my hand, to be at my graduation, for you to look into my child's eyes. Dad, I'm counting those moments now because the cost of not having peace and never having a purpose is too high a price. It's been 21 years since your passing, but I'm only just coming to make peace with the idea that you've left. I was a child when you made your choice. You abandoned me. A lot of me now can understand the struggles that you had to endure, and perhaps a lot of you may have felt misaligned. I celebrated my 28th birthday last year, the year that you didn't make, and it hit me that, wow, it's been an extremely difficult journey for me. Part of why it has been difficult is because I now understand that everything is a choice, even death is. Your death was a choice, and you decided to leave, to no longer fight. Dad, I was robbed. I was robbed from experiencing unconditional love by you. I was robbed from being mentored and protected by you. I was cheated from living a life of abundance, full of peace and trust. So, Dad, I wish you well, but can you explain to me where you've gone? Dad, I wish you peace, but can you explain to me why your needs were always greater than mine? Dad, I wish you love, but can you explain to me why your heart must be at peace while mine is in pieces? Dad, why couldn't you just stay to help me shape my purpose? In our lives, many of us have stopped to ask, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And this question is kind of a given because in asking it, we already know that knowing our purpose gives you and me a knowing of direction. It's like a guide, our very own map. And because every day is variable, knowing your purpose gives you insights and highlights different parts about who you are. And as humans, we all seek to thrive, to live and experience a more fulfilling life. Fulfillment is absolutely necessary in all areas of self, that being emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, and financial fulfillment. We are a part of the Creator. We are a living creation, the plan of life. This source of creation in us is infinite and is not limited in space and time. A lot of us know it to be infinite and expansive as our self is when we truly live true to who we are. In my life, the people that I've loved, that are the closest, dearest, and nearest to me, my heart has shattered when I've watched them walk away from their purpose and give up the very center of who they are and what drives them to be, which is purposeful and peaceful in the heart of why they are here and why they are important and why who they are is important. And that every person, every part needs to be here so that there is peace in the world. I am here to advocate that until we look inside and piece those pieces together, none of us is going to get there because we are all part of a whole, a universal oneness. So the more that each of us do that, the greater the opportunity for peace is in the world. And I'm here to remind you of that so that we, as ambassadors of peace, can make a difference. Because the more we know ourselves, the more we are able to be at peace with ourselves and be together peacefully in the world. And just like I saw my father fade into nothing and myself following, I don't think that it is necessary. In fact, we don't even have that prerogative anymore for anyone to disappear from themselves. We need to find our purpose. We need to find who we are so that we can be the complete expression of why we are here. The example I'm using today is grief. See, grief is a personal and unique journey. No one can tell you how to go through it. There isn't a remedy that you can apply overnight that can take it all away. But in the same breath, purpose is given to us uniquely. No one can live your purpose for you. And the courage to put your grief down and pick up your purpose can bring you back to life. Because whether it is our father who's passed or the broken parts of our past that we can never go back to fix because they disturb our peace and stop us from getting on with our purpose. And we think we can never have it because we are not at peace. But actually, living your purpose brings you peace and creates an opportunity for you to get to know yourself in such a way that you can build who you are purposefully and create the ability to find peace with yourself and others, and the ability to define peace in that which you couldn't. I have been brave by facing the part of me that has held me back the longest in my life. I used to fool myself by trying to convince myself that perhaps I am a functionally depressed person because of the relationships that have failed with the people that I love and cared for the most. Or perhaps because I never felt like I was an outstanding performer in anything, be it at school or in sports or in the way that I related to people. I guess not being an outstanding performer was unsettling for me. Funny, before he died, even though I was young, I was an outstanding performer. But when he died, he took that away from me too. So I made a decision that I no longer wanted to be restrained and burdened by what happened to me. It was intentional, an intentional decision that considered of many things. Some of the things are, for example, coming into my consciousness, and that is a discussion on its own, a whole other conversation, of being aware that I am living and I'm still going to be living. It took me questioning myself. The thing that I questioned the most was my belief system and how that impacted the way that I presented myself to the world. I worked with people who were considered as experts or of the spiritually gifted. I learned how to listen to my truest and purest voice through meditation. But put simply, I set on a mission to intentionally work on the person that I wanted to be and no longer be restrained by what happened to me. I would like to believe that the universe conspires with you. The people that have loved me, that have walked the journey of life with me, that have looked after me, whether visible to the naked eye or not, have sent me the most beautiful, the most incredible man to be my stepfather. And he taught me about purposeful determination, honor, and integrity. And these just happen to be just some of the qualities that purpose embraces. And because of him, I learned how to stand again. I learned how to love again. I learned how to feel again. And this is something that I think we should all experience, to take time to acknowledge how the universe has helped us in the areas where we lacked. I would like to encourage you to not be afraid, to go into the deepest parts of you and those events that have hurt you the most. There is a part of you there, a part of you that you need now and will need for the future. It is a very vital component. Don't you think you owe it to yourself to go fetch it? Find the courage to face the deepest parts of you, and it is going to be a very hard journey if you ever decide to go back and face that hurt. It may reveal a whole lot of emotions that perhaps you've succeeded in blocking in your life. A lot of it may consist of anger, fear, severe pain, perhaps even take you farther down the walls of depression, rejection, loneliness. But you know what? There's a guarantee. There's a guarantee that you will only come out stronger and more connected to the person that you were meant to be. And you will find your peace there. And you know what? You can bring it to your present life with you. Living your purpose is building the physical world in which you live. There are many people who have been born in unfavorable circumstances. There are women who have been subjected to gender-based violence and discrimination from the onset. There are children who head households where they are the sole caregivers to their siblings and somehow still have to take care of themselves because perhaps their parents have died. This is a reality across the globe. And that is why it is important to have individuals, to have organizations whose purpose is about reforming these inequalities and giving hope and opportunity for these people to realign with their purpose. We can no longer be remiss and think that everyone has to fend for themselves because the playing grounds are not equal. And we are all well versed about the constant cycle of hardship, about the cycle of poverty, and what that can do to society. So if you have, or once you are aware of your purpose, use it to be of service. Use it to help others. Who knows? You may just find that you are aware of your purpose because maybe your purpose is to help others to find their purpose. The vital process of purpose and the importance of peace, and knowing that after this, you cannot go back to where you used to be. You cannot live without your purpose. I would like to challenge you, me, and every human being on earth to master the art of being humankind, to open our hearts, to open our minds, to stand up, to use your voice and power. Just for a moment, imagine what the world would truly be like if we all put action that supports what and how we truly are as people, and that is peaceful by nature. So I urge for us all to use our purpose to encourage us in everything that we do, be it at home, at work, even on public platforms. We all have a unique cause, and we are blessed with a unique set of skills to help us exercise this cause. But it is our responsibility to exercise and bring about the necessary change. Thank you.